starry night. Paint your palette blue and gray.
Dear Vincent, never have I dreamed I'd see your beloved Holland someday. When I read your tempestuous life in Lust for Life, I was overcome by consuming sadness that turned into a deep admiration of your work and life.
Catch the breeze and the winter chills.
I want to share the Van Gogh experience with my sister and nephews.
Now I understand what you tried to say to
My sister and her 3 boys share their apartment in Zandvoort by the North Sea.
how you tried to set them free.
Very expensive here, $1 for a cup of coffee, only 50 cents in USA. How did you survive on a $37 a month sent by your brother Theo? We are at Delft, where they make the famous china called Delft Blue. The artist hand paints with black copper oxide and cobalt oxide, which it turned blue in the furnace. I remember what you said, quote, "When I was in surroundings of pictures and things of art, I then had a violent passion for them that reached the highest pitch of enthusiasm." Vincent. A typical scene is a graceland graced by windmills called the Three Sisters. 1 can lift 1.5 meters of water, 3 can lift 3 times as high. Take a canal cruise on the River Amstel. I see what Vermeer immortalized in his painting, The City Gates. At Scheveningen Harbor, our guide says, to eat raw herring, grab the fish by the tail and take a bite. Dear Vincent, I know how you long to tell someone what you think and what you feel, but couldn't. But here's your salvation. You turn to art to communicate for you.
What you tried to say to me, and how you suffered for your sanity, and how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they did not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now.
This is the miniature town of Maduro Dam. What an interesting playground for a kid at heart like me. The rich Maduro family lost their son in World War II. To commemorate him, they built this miniature town. It was KLM that brings my sister here, while her husband Jules attends a worldwide conference of KLM accounting managers. Even I and my nephews, Joel, Eric, and Sani, would tour Amsterdam. I quote, "Many landscape painters do not possess that intimate knowledge of nature which those have who from childhood have looked at the field. The question is, has everybody also been reflective as a child? Has everybody who has seen them also loved the fields, meadows, and woods?" Vincent. Riding the train home to Sandport, we see dollhouse dwellings, each with a tulip and a vegetable garden. We see miles and miles of color. Wait a minute, we're in unfamiliar grounds, down to Leiden. We took the wrong train. More than half of the Dutch depend on bikes for transportation. At the Rijksmuseum, I see paintings of the old masters like Rembrandt, with a very dark background, a technique called chiaroscuro. The highlight is The Night Watch by Rembrandt, whom you idolize. I quote, "The figure of a laborer, some furrows on a plowed field are serious subjects, so difficult but at the same time so beautiful, that it is indeed worthwhile to devote one's life to the task of expressing the hidden beauty in them." Vincent.
The darkness in my soul, shadows on the hills. Sketch the trees and daffodils. Catch the breeze and the winter chills in colors on the snowy linen land.
The Keukenhof Gardens, at least, has 700 varieties of bulbs like tulips, hyacinths, daffodils, crocuses, and lilies. What a lovely place to enjoy my nephews from the Philippines in a different setting. Ter Steeg, the art dealer, thinks that I can do nothing and am good for nothing. Whether I shall succeed in the future will depend on my work, on my looking calmly through my window at the things in nature and drawing them faithfully and lovingly. At times I long to make a landscape just as I crave a long walk to refresh myself, and in all nature I see expression and soul, as it were.
Weathered faces lined in pain are soothed beneath the art.
It is the painter's duty to be entirely absorbed by nature and to use all his intelligence to express sentiment in his work so that it becomes intelligible to others.
What you tried to say to me, and how you suffered for your sanity, how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they did not know how. Perhaps they'll listen.
No, Vincent, it is not for these that I come to see in Holland. I come to see you. What a joy to paint your pigments on the canvas of my camera. I notice you always sign your name as Vincent, not Van Gogh. It's like sending a personal message to anyone kind enough to accept you as a friend. Note, I use my first name Vilma too on my vest. Like the lowland painters, you instill native scenes of Holland. I quote, "Here in Holland, I feel much more at home. I think I shall again be a thorough Dutchman in character, as well as in my style of painting and drawing. Vincent. You know, Vincent, for years my favorite color was blue, somber, quiet, even cold. As I read about you, my color changed to yellow, so did my personality, warm, bright, alive. Yellow reminds me of your sunflowers, which to you is the color of God.
Reflect in Vincent's eyes of china blue, colors changing hue. Morning fields of amber gray, weathered faces lined in pain, are soothed beneath the artist's loving hand.
Although your search for God as a minister failed, your will to comfort people in misery took you to Brussels as a missionary.
What you tried to say.
This is Brussels, a 3-hour drive from Amsterdam or to Paris. My mind wanders to the Borinage, a grim coal mining region in southern Belgium. I think the peasants are scared of your intense manners, and your superiors didn't understand your message.
For they could not love you.
I remember the peace and quiet you sought when 3 times a failure you went into hiding. Then at 27, you emerged and proclaimed to the world, "I want to be an artist." Our hotel is like a dormitory. Near dawn, water starts dripping from the ceiling. The concierge does not know what to do. We have to leave Brussels as quickly as you left Brussels for Paris to join the Impressionists. In 1886, Paris was the place to be. You were eager to learn and be stimulated by new experiences. The Champs-Élysées is the Parisians' favorite promenade. Paris is known for dress design in high fashion. It's a paradise for gourmet lovers. They serve 100 cheeses with the wine to best bring out its flavor. Arc de Triomphe is a reminder of Napoleon's victories. Here, Napoleon's body passed in 1840. Here too, Victor Hugo's body passed draped in black in 1885. The Eiffel Tower was built in 1889 when Paris was host to the World Exposition. The obelisk was Egypt's gift of friendship to Paris, carved from pink marble and written in gold hieroglyphics. The Opera House is rich in sculptures inside and out. Montmartre, this is your favorite haunt. I imagine you in a cafe, drinking the green absinthe, arguing with Gauguin, Toulouse-Lautrec, Rousseau, or Seurat. On top of the hill of Montmartre is the Basilica de Sacré-Cœur, 250 feet high, weighing 19 tons. We walk 45 minutes, map in hand, and hear the Latin High Mass. The towering figure of the Sacred Heart of Jesus catches your eye as you enter. I can see the metamorphosis from the somber potato eaters in Holland to your bright bedroom painting in Paris. The Place de la Concorde is surrounded by symmetrical buildings. The Greek building was built by Napoleon as a reminder of his military campaigns in Greece. Opposite the Louvre are the Tuileries Gardens, designed by Marie Medici 400 years ago to provide the ladies and gentlemen of the court with a corso, a stroll in Italian fashion. Yes, Paris was the place to be. It was so rich in art, in culture, in history. I see huge impressive monuments and palaces in every corner. But why aren't the Parisians smiling? Why the indifference and hostility? But that was only 3 days of my life, compared to what you went through all your life. Could someone please tell us where to catch the bus? Oh, what the heck, let's just walk. We're here at Notre Dame. In this twin-steepled cathedral, Napoleon was crowned emperor, or more accurately, he put the crown upon his own head. Here, the Maid of Orleans was rehabilitated. Here too was the site of Victor Hugo's The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Here, the marriage of Philip II and Mary Stuart was solemnized. Here too, the Te Deum was sung to celebrate the victories of Louis XIV. And this is the Seine. The right bank is the rich section with showrooms and banks. The left bank is for students with bookshops and self-service restaurants. The Seine is for artists. Every artist I see in Paris reminds me of you. Quote, if I could not alleviate the hard life of the poor Dutch peasant, at least I could show my compassion in my drawings and paintings. Vincent. Dear Vincent, your searchings for the universal rhythm of life is not in vain. I quote, I want them to feel the sun pouring into the peasant, the field, the corn, just as all pour back into the sun. Then you begin to understand life.
Now I understand what you tried to say to me, and how you suffered for your sanity, and how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they did not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now.
The Louvre. This is a must-see in Paris. It is the largest palace in the world with the right wing and museum. But why, of all days, is the Louvre on strike? How I miss the Mona Lisa, the Renaissance paintings, Rubens' regal paintings, and Rembrandt's self-portraits. Then we walk for miles, go up a labyrinth of stairs to find our exit, run to our tour bus, only to be told that the Palace of Versailles is on strike. That's 2 strikes in a day. They take us to a smaller palace of the Vaux-le-Vicomte. King Louis XIV was a guest in one of the banquets. Molière and Voltaire would perform in this room of the muses. The rug in the anteroom matches the design of the garden. Homeward bound. We've been walking for 5 miles but still away from home. Lil Eric, with his navigator hat and map in hand, takes us home when we were all tired, confused, and lost. Attaboy. Along the way, we see the Parisians' daily routine. One thing I love in Paris is their delicious French bread. It's true, they carry the baguette under their arm. Well, I don't find a Dutchman in Holland nor a starving artist in Paris, but I revel in showing to my nephews the art of Vincent Van Gogh. Love, Vilma. I'm at the Van Gogh Museum in LA. To pay homage to Vincent, I dressed in yellow and blue, an echo of his paintings.
Flaming flowers that brightly blaze, swirling clouds in violet haze.
The Potato Eaters is like an apparition. In this dark painting, a light glows from within their weathered faces, evoking the artist's love for the poor.
Of amber gray, weathered faces lined in pain are soothed beneath the artist's loving hand. Now I understand what you tried to say to me, and how you suffered for your sanity.
In the starry night, Vincent painted death with swirling skies of melancholy Prussian blue and midnight black cypress trees.
Perhaps they'll listen now, for they could not love you, but still your love was true. And when no hope was left inside, on that starry, starry night, you took your life as lovers often do. But I could have told you, Vincent, this world was never meant for one as beautiful as you.